problem 10 in Connect, this is exercise 914 in your text, is kind of like the all together now version. We're all going to sing all the choruses. I've taken the information that we came up with from the planning budget. I took the information from the flexible budget, and I took the actual results. So they're from the problems that we had done earlier. And that's where all of those numbers came from, okay? So let me go get those for you. The income statement, the actual results. This came, and I'll use the Connect number, problem 9. And the activity variances, this came from problem 8. And the flexible budget came from problem 7. And the planning budget came from problem 6. And the revenue and spending variances, they're the ones we computed in the orange box in problem 9. So that's where all of these numbers came from. And you need to put them all together, and this is a flexible budget performance report. This is what's going to be on your desk when you call your production team together and say, ladies, gentlemen, we need to talk. So I'm just going to fill in these numbers because you know where they came from. Just to remind you, when we compare the flexible budget to the actual results, we get the revenue and spending variances. When we compare the flexible budget to the planning budget, that's where we get the activity variances. All of these variances are due to change in activity. These variances are due to changes in prices and uses and efficiencies at the new level. So the revenue and spending variances, and these are right from that last problem we did. I'm just going to go right down the list and copy them down. You can follow along with me if you like, or you can go get a snack if you like. I'm just going to copy those numbers right down. So it's the revenue is 40, and that's unfavorable. The cleaning supplies is 520, unfavorable. The electricity is 150, unfavorable. The maintenance is 500. And although I realize this is a fictional company, I have to tell you, from 40 years in the business, I see that and it just jumps out at me and grabs me by the nose and says, go scream at somebody. Wages and salaries, 860, unfavorable. Same deal there. I just want to go grab somebody and go, what are you doing? What's the matter for you? Depreciation, of course, there is no change, nor with rent. The administrative expenses, $70 more. Unfavorable. Our total expenses are $2,100 more. Unfavorable. Our revenue is $2,140 less. Unfavorable. That says, guys, We got to talk. Houston, we have a problem here. This is not good. Now I'm going to go take the same numbers we got from the activity variances from problem 8. These numbers right here. I'm just going to copy them down. And that will give us the activity variances. So our revenue is down $980. But that doesn't scream at me because we did fewer cars. You would expect to make less money. I'm okay with that. The cleaning supplies should be favorable because we did less. And it will just come right down here. This is $30 favorable for electricity. Maintenance, $40 less for favorable. Because remember, these columns, this is what we planned. This is using our planning numbers at our new expected level of output. But over here in the green, we haven't spent any money yet. It isn't until we get here where we're looking at the results and comparing them. These are real dollars. Everything in this column is real dollars. Okay? They are real dollars. Everything else is funny money. It's monopoly money. This is $60 favorable for wages and salaries. And again, you would expect these if your planning shows that you're going to do less and spend more. You got to tell me why. That's an unusual circumstance. Our administrative expenses are $20, and again, that would be favorable. And our total expenses, when we flex down to the lower level, we expected our total expenses to go down. We also expected our income to go down, and that's unfavorable. But now you've got something you can talk to your managers about. You can sit there and you can go through line by line. You can say, okay guys, what happened? Is somebody hitting the till? Are there somebody's fingers in the cash register we don't know about? How come we're using all of those extra cleaning supplies? Why is the electricity up if we're washing fewer cars? How come we have more maintenance? Is our machinery old? Is it breaking down? Do we have a bunch of morons working it and they're breaking stuff? You need to have answers to these questions. Not you personally, of course. Wages and salaries, same deal. How come we're doing less and spending more? How does that work? You got to talk to your line supervisors and say, you got to explain that to me. Depreciation, there's nothing to talk about there. Administrative expenses. Got to talk to your office manager and say, yeah, Frank, how come we're spending more money to do less? What's going on? The answer could be as simple as, well, they got a new union contract. We had to give everybody a raise. That's a valid reason. But you as managers need to know to ask that question. And you need to talk to everybody and say, folks, we're down $2,140 this month. If this keeps up, we're probably going to have to pay the piper. This is not going to have a happy ending. So that's a complete planning, flexible, and actual budget report, and that's the performance report that it would generate.